So this channel was a school project. This whole channel, this whole community started off as a school assignment. And it feels weird to say that because it's evolved into so much more than I could ever imagine for the first year. It feels almost degrading or diminutive to refer to this community as just a school assignment. It's kind of a slap in the face to everything that's happened thus far. But anyways, I've got proof. I'm going to show you the video I made to introduce this project to my professors.
In essence, the foundation of my CE is creating an online content creation platform and then also creating the foundation for my freelance business. What you're watching right now is essentially the same style of video I make on my YouTube channel at the moment. You see, for the past few months, I've been making YouTube videos, but as of recently, in January, I've committed to twice a week, and it's going to be twice a week for the rest of my time in my degree program. Honestly, the growth has been really good. In January, I got 60 new subscribers, and as of this moment, I'm sitting at 86 subscribers. So while that might not seem like a lot, and it's certainly a long shot from being able to monetize my content, the average YouTuber takes about a year to get to 100 subscribers, and we've done it in about 2 months. Although the community is really small at this point, the amount of support I've gotten has been frankly really rewarding. Here are some of the comments now. It has made my week at some points. Thinking realistically about the YouTube part of this whole CE, my goal is to have 500 subscribers by the time I leave this degree.
So before I pour my heart out, or at least a little bit of my heart out, let's talk about today's sponsor, which is DistroKid. If you've been watching this month, you already know that. So we've talked about how DistroKid is more than just a service for putting your music on all the streaming platforms, or at least a huge majority of them. And we've also talked about how you're probably already going to be using DistroKid to publish your music anyways. So we've talked about all the other features you can use DistroKid for, including making an NFT, donating to charity, and I just want to highlight a few more cool ones before we continue. Automatic revenue splits. This is where you can choose to split your revenue between band members or frankly anyone. Hyperfollow. This is where you can get people to pre-save your song. So this means once the song is published, within minutes, the song is going to show up on your pre-save page, and basically all the links that you're going to need to go to all the different platforms is updated automatically. There's also lyric support where you can add lyrics to your song so people can, hear what you're saying. Because if you're like Tom York or Brian Johnson or a lot of indie singers, no one knows what you're singing. And also things like global timed releases. I really think the whole point of this month has been DistroKid is much more than just a platform for releasing your music. There is a ton of artist support and a ton of ways to earn money from your art. And let's transfer from your art to my heart. What the man? Can't think of anything else to say. Now, I had a whole high production video planned for the end of year video, but my contestants got COVID. And you know what? I think it's best to just talk a little bit about who I am, how this started, and to thank all of you so much. So let's talk about how this channel started. So I went to a famous music college. It's Berklee College of Music. If you guys don't know, I went to actually the European location in Spain. So some of you may be aware that I used to live in Spain, and that's where a large majority of the videos have been shot so far. And obviously, being in that sort of environment, you are around a lot of musicians that are grinding every day and working really hard. And with that sort of environment, there's this sort of like grind set mentality. And also a ton of self-promotion, which is cool. And, there's nothing wrong with that. It's definitely needed in order to put your art out there. But personally, I felt pressured to do the same thing. I felt pressured to put out my own music and to promote it so much and to live all of my life on social media. And that's ironic considering where I am now. But it left me kind of jaded about the whole thing. And not to sound like a complete downer, it felt weird to know that I had to promote my music so hard and sort of make this sort of artist persona all around me. And I didn't want any part of it. I got really, really jaded with the whole thing. So there I was, either too scared to release my music or too disappointed with the few releases that I did put out. I didn't get a lot of views. But there was one thing that no matter how large the audience really fulfilled me in whatever I was doing, and that was helping other people make their music. And that's part of the reason I got a production degree and went down that field in the first place. But whether that was teaching, whether that was actually producing, I got a rush, whether I was, talking to all of my classmates, talking to one person, or, giving advice to some random kid at a music store. Yeah, I was one of those. Unsolicited advice on what to buy. So my thesis, if you want to call it that, they called it a different thing. So the whole idea was, how can I make a living off of this? Just helping other people. And obviously that's an overly optimistic, overly shiny, overly nice way of putting it. I also wanted to be able to make a living for myself in this world. And a lot of that, ended up being teaching and helping other people more than it did my own art. But don't let that overly pragmatic perspective take away from the fact that 60 to 70, maybe even 80% was just my motivation to help other people make their own music. And, the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube gods decided the best way for me to do that was through microphone reviews. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, but early on in the channel's history, the first 3 videos are not about microphones. The first 3 videos are about a MIDI controller. I think it was like a performance, and about a synth. And the 4th one was a mic comparison. I don't want to necessarily break the illusion, because I love mics and I'm really passionate about microphones. But overall, I'm just passionate about music production. And if that means using microphones as a way to teach, then so be it. I'm so happy about that. And I hope some of you guys have seen the tutorials as well as you've seen the gear reviews, because last thing I want to do is just be a gear porn channel. We all like gear porn, but it's also important to know how to use the equipment and to take advantage of the equipment you already have. And you know what? Through sharing technical info and making the videos I do, I've gotten to subvert all those things I didn't want to do in the first place. I don't have to promote my own stuff. YouTube kind of does that for me, as long as I make a weird enough title. And also, I certainly don't tell anyone I make YouTube videos unless they ask. I mean, who wants to be known as an influencer, or in my case, a micro influencer? That sounds like a disease. And also, I don't have to promote my music. I can use my music to teach production, to teach technical information, to demonstrate different pieces of gear. It's so cool because in a weird way and in a non-direct way, my music has been heard by a large sum of people. And the fact that it was used to help inform others, I love that so much. Look, more than just some backstory about me, I wanted to make this video to let you know that the pursuit of helping others, even if that is just through gear, has led to so much more fulfillment than if I were to just try and promote my own stuff. Making videos has become just as good of a creative outlet as, composition and production. Look, this is a hella sappy video for somebody with 4,000 subscribers-ish. But I stated in that first video, I didn't expect 500 subscribers by the end of this. I'll roll the clip.
Thinking realistically about the YouTube part of this whole CE, my goal is to have 500 subscribers by the time I leave this degree.
You guys have believed in this community and in this channel enough to subvert my expectations 8 times. I thought I'd be hopefully at 500 subscribers at this point. So I really cannot thank you enough. You have given me a purpose and a direction forward. And to put this year to a close, I guess I'm going to do what I just said I was too scared to do earlier in the video. I'm going to play you a full one of my songs, perform it for you, use a stereo miking technique, or if I think that's the wrong idea, I'll use some other miking technique. And I'll play you a song that you guys have probably heard many times in all the different microphone reviews. So to wrap up, thank you so much for everything. As minor as that might seem to you, this little floating head on the laptop screen, thanks you. And here is Crowded, a piece I wrote on the top of a mountain a few years back. See you in 2022. Real garage reverb.